Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade team for December week 2. All month long in December, we are doing the life app of joy, finding a way to be happy even when things don't go your way. And our memory verse for the month is always be joyful because you belong to the Lord. I will say it again, be joyful. Philippians 4:4. So last week we talked about the prediction of the coming Messiah from the Old Testament in the book of Isaiah and Micah. And this week our story is going into the coming birth of John the Baptist, just that he is going to predict the birth of the coming of the Messiah. So the title is The Weary World Rejoices, just that the Messiah is coming. And our bottom line is you can have joy because anything is possible with God. So if you don't remember the story of John the Baptist being born, his parents were very old. Zechariah was a priest, and he went in to offer a sacrifice to God, and God told him that he was going to have a son in his old age, and Zechariah kind of laughed and didn't believe. So God made it where he wouldn't be able to speak until the baby was born. Well, Zechariah came and told Elizabeth through gestures that she was going to have a baby, and it ended up happening. And Zechariah wasn't able to speak until after Elizabeth had the baby, and they named the baby John because that is what God told him to name them, and said that John would be telling of the coming Messiah. So we can have joy because anything is possible with God this week. Jumping into our leader's guide, we would love for you to join us at 8:20 and 10:20 in the garage door room for coffee and donuts and prayer. I know it is definitely worth my while to get here 10 minutes early for that time, just to really focus my mind on why I'm here for the day and just to connect with other people who are serving. Okay, bring it here. Sorry, this is super loud too. Okay, come here. Hold on, let me skip the ad really quick for her and turn this down a little bit since it's literally right next to me now. Sorry. Okay, there we go, Lila. All right, then we'd love for you to be in your small groups by 8:30 and 10:30, making sure you've got everything ready to go. When kids starts rolling at 8:40 and 10:40, you're going to have a candy cane for every kid, and just make it personal. Make sure that you greet your kids by name. Make sure that you know every kid's name in your group. Maybe try to learn something about them and help first-time guests to feel welcome. Then you can ask them, what is something impossible you wish you could do? And then after every kid has had a turn to answer, you're going to give them a candy cane. And actually, I saw someone posted this on the Facebook page, but I'm going to print this off for all of your kids. Just kind of like a Christian symbol of what the candy cane looks like. So you can read that with your group too. I'm just talking about the red stripes are for the red that Jesus bled on the cross. The white is for how he covered our sin. The J is for Jesus. And if you turn it around, it becomes a shepherd's staff. And that's because Jesus is our shepherd. So I'll print those out for all of you. But then if you still have time, you can have kids balance their candy cane on their forehead and just kind of have fun as you review that candy cane. And when service starts at 9 and 11, you are going to have 60 cups that look like this on your cart. And you're going to divide your group into teams of 2, and you're going to give into 2 teams. And you're going to give each group half of the cups. So each group will get 30 cups to stack, and you're going to explain that each group will race to build the tallest Christmas tree in 1 minute. And whichever team has the tallest tree wins, and they don't win anything, but just the pride of winning. So you can play a few rounds just letting them build with the cups. If they want to try to do it all together with all 60 cups and see if they can engineer a Christmas tree out of that, go for it. And then you'll close it down by saying, you all have some quality Christmas tree building skills. If I had known, I would have asked you to put up my Christmas tree this year. Well, there were times when I noticed your tree building to be challenging, and it was especially difficult to build a super tall tree in only 1 minute, wasn't it? Well, today in large group, I want you to listen for how you can have joy even when you're doing hard things, even when things are impossible. Okay, so then go on to large group. We have a live host this week. You'll be watching a video for the story. When you get back from large group, you're going to do an activity called Cane You Do It. And you've got these prepared candy canes in your bags. Kids are not going to eat these candy canes because you have to use the same set for second service. But each candy cane has a question on it from the story for the day. So what you're going to do is you're going to divide kids into 2 teams, and you're going to have each team form a line. Then you're going to place the candy canes in front of each of the groups, either on the table or on the floor. So if you have 10 kids in your group, each team should get a full set of questions, okay? So you'll split your group into 2 teams of 5, and then each one will get a set of questions. So give each kid a candy cane without a question card attached. And then when the game starts, the first person in line will put the end of the candy cane. Oh. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I forgot with this. So you're going to give each kiddo a candy cane that doesn't have a question on it. And what they're going to do is they're going to use that candy cane as a hook. Okay, so they will have all of these kind of spread out on the floor in front of them. And then your hook is going to be face down. So they'll put the like straight part of the candy cane in their mouth. And then they're going to bend down and use the candy cane to hook another candy cane. And then they answer the question. So you'll stand between ready to hear the answers to their questions. And then remind them they can't walk or run with the candy cane in their mouth. And so the first team to retrieve all their question cards and answer the questions correctly is going to win. Okay? So if it's too hard for them to hook the candy canes with the candy cane in their mouth, then that's totally fine. Just have them run down and pick up a candy cane with a question mark, answer the question, and then run back. So here's the answers to all of the questions on here from the story if you need them. Closing that down, you'll just say, so wow, that was a pretty challenging task and you still rocked it. What did you think was the hardest part? So hooking the candy cane did seem impossible at times. Okay, so maybe you do want to have them try to hook the candy cane with their mouth. Well, Zachariah and Elizabeth experienced God making the impossible possible. So how do you think they must have felt when they learned the very thing they thought could never happen was going to happen because of God? Well, their story reminds me to be encouraged whenever I'm facing something that seems impossible. Whether I'm trying to hook a candy cane with another candy cane or I'm facing an actual hard situation, I will remember that you can have joy because anything is possible with God. So then for the memory verse activity, okay, here's what we've got. It's this little baggie of letters. Now, what we were actually supposed to do is cut all of the letters apart individually. If you have second graders and you think that is going to be too hard, you can keep the words together as a word. If you have older kids or you think your group can handle it and you want to cut all of these apart into individual little letter tiles, you can feel free to do that, okay? So here's what you're going to do. Review this month's memory verse together and then divide your group into 3 teams and give each team a baggie of memory verse letters. These are words. If you want to cut them apart into letters, you can, and a Bible. And when you say go, they're going to look up Philippians 4:4, and when they find the verse, they're going to start spelling out each word in order. So you can keep the words together, or you can have them do it with letters. First team to spell out the entire memory verse correctly wins. So you'll close it down by saying, you all did an amazing job finding every single one of those letters and spelling out that long verse. Can anyone tell me what this verse means to them? Great job. Our verse tells us that because we belong to God, we always have a reason to be joyful. And we learned this week that you can have joy because anything is possible with God. But we can also be joyful because we are the sons and daughters of the God of the impossible. How awesome is that? So you've got some optional discussion questions. What are some everyday ways God shows us how amazing He is? Why is it important to know that God can do the impossible? If God can do anything, even the most impossible things, why doesn't He do some of the things we ask Him to do? And what seemingly impossible situation would you like God to change? Then to close down in prayer, you don't need anything. Just encourage your group to pray with you and pause where each repeat is written to allow kids to repeat the words. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for serving. Oh, I forgot. I printed off these sheets that say joy. We did not use them in our lesson, but I printed them off as extra just in case you have extra time or you want to use them in your free time, whatever it might be for kids to color in as they're walking in or however you want to use them. Those will be on your cards as well. So thank you guys so much for serving. I hope to see you tomorrow night at Volunteer Appreciation. It's going to be such an amazing time. If you can't make it, you'll get a voucher from Shannon to use in the bookstore on a Sunday morning, but we hope you see you there. Okay, have a good day, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.